I was just walking and I was looking out both directions and I was like this far away from it.
Yeah, we were literally just walking up along the edge of this field, kind of just talking, not really looking too hard. I mean, you can see how open this woods is here. You can see all the way through into the next field. He like came up and was like, what the?
I was looking down.
Dude, I know exactly which one that is. This is the, wait. Ah, yeah, just pick it up. Yeah, I know exactly which one that is, dude. I found the other side of that one out in that grassy field. This is not the same property. This is the next property over we got permission on. You can see it's pretty open, but there's that big grassy, weedy field. But basically, up and over that hill is where I found the other side of this one in that overgrown grass and weedy field with the horsetails.
It's so dark.
Yeah.
It's a dark shed.
I don't think the other one was that dark because it was out in that field, kind of a little sun bleached.
Wow.
Nice one. Not really a nice one, but first of the day still counts. Wow. Yeah, that came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
We came into this woods and there was probably 30, maybe 20 to 30 deer. They had to have been bedded. I couldn't believe it. You can see how open this is. We were walking down the hill and we saw like a dozen going that way, about another 10 going this way. I mean, they had to have been just bedding right next to these trees. That was probably in a deer bed right there, right next to this tree. There's hardly any cover in this woods. They literally have to bed right next to these trees and logs, and even these big rocks here. Kosei just found an old one or something. I mean, you can tell this area is extremely thick in here. Oh yeah, I see it.
Definitely some deer sign around here.
Let me get. Wow, that's ancient. Pick it up, man. Oh, that's a shed. It's buried.
Wow.
Holy smokes.
Looks like it would have been a really big one.
It was either a shed or it was a snap off. No, that was a shed. You can see a little bit of the base there left. Yeah, that thing's got some serious mass. Look at that, dude. That's like a brow tine. I guess it would have just been a big 8-pointer, but you can kind of see the base there, can't you?
Yeah.
That was definitely a shed, not a snap off. They just ate the entire base.
Yeah. Wow.
That's the second of the day. Cole's got 2, I got 0. We're just finishing up. We're like 5 minutes from the car right now. We're gonna go hit a public land spot later today, so hopefully we can find something there. Dude, so we've been walking this public land for a while. We've been seeing lots of human tracks, although they were probably from last weekend or so because it's kind of washed out and stuff. But anyways, we finally got to this spot. You see it, right?
Yeah.
We finally got to this spot that I thought might have been a little bit more overlooked because it's pretty wet here, and it just seemed like we kind of just stumbled on the spot because we were just looking for areas that people haven't been. And wouldn't you know it, it actually worked out. This place is just filled up with buck rubs, and anyways, this is probably a south-facing slope, isn't it? Because the sun was like over here earlier today. I don't really know my directions too well, but I think this is a south-facing slope. And that might be old, Cole. Dude, that's old. This is a really overlooked spot then. Get a close-up of it, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a year old. So this is a really, not many people have been in this area, that's for sure. Yeah, that was probably fresh last year. We should have found it.
Not chewed though.
Not really chewed at all because this is kind of a wetter area. It's in pretty decent condition. Kind of a little bit chalky, white, and hey, this is my first of the day. This is probably going to be the last one we find of the day unless we get into a hot spot again. But we've been walking quite a bit today. Cole's got that little one from this morning and then that really old one. And then I got this old one, so yeah. Well, here we are. I believe it's March 16th today. I'm walking probably one of my best spots. I found quite a few sheds here over the years. I think I found 7 here last year. That was my best day last year. Yeah, I just found my first of the day. Probably only been out for maybe 45 minutes to an hour, so I'll show you what it looks like. So I saw this bone right here. I came walking over to see if it was a shed, and then right behind it there's an actual shed. So looks like a pretty nice one. Busted up. Oh, that would have been a 5-point side. Wow. It's like right in the middle of all this brush. There's like a trail here and a trail here. Get a close up here. Yeah, that would have been a nice one if he wouldn't have busted himself all up. That is awesome. I walked pretty much all day yesterday at another farm and couldn't come up with anything, so this already made the day worth it right here. But yeah, that would have been real nice if you wouldn't have busted him. Dang. You can see the wax ring is like completely gone, so this has been on the ground probably for quite some time. Because normally there's like a little ring of skin, and that's what they call the wax ring. Like right there, you can tell it's completely gone. Oh my god. It's been a long time since I found one. I know I said this was probably one of my better spots, but I think someone else came in from the public because this property butts up against a bunch of public land, so anybody can come into this property and shed hunt it. But holy smokes. I'll put up the time on the screen. I mean, it's been hours and hours and miles since I found one, and thank God I got the second of the day. Holy smokes, it's right over there. Just coming through all this thick wet stuff. This is perfect like bedding and grass and stuff. And oh man, it's right there. That's a sight for sore eyes. I mean, I really thought I was gonna find, last year I found 7 here in one day. That was my best day last year. So I really thought I was gonna find at least a couple. That looks like possibly my nicest of the year. Unfortunately, it's a little chewed up. Oh, that's a freaking beauty. Oh my god. You know what? I know exactly what buck this is. Let me get some pictures here and I'll pick it up. Okay, I know exactly what buck this is. I found his shed last year, probably close to a couple 100 yards from where I am right now. And man, he grew quite a bit. He was an 8-pointer last year. I'll put up a few pictures. Man, this is definitely the same buck. He's just got the same curl of the main beam and everything. Yeah, this is probably one of my nicest of the year. Oh yeah, that's got some real nice mass. Yeah, that's my nicest of the year. I found a real big 4-point side earlier this year, and it had a lot longer tines than this, but this thing's just got some real nice mass. Holy crap, I like that, man. It's cool to find sheds off of bucks that you've already found sheds to in the past. I don't have any cameras here, but it's just, I can already recognize this. This is definitely the same buck. I think I have his left side, so you can really compare really good. I'm pretty sure it's the same side. That's awesome. Can't believe it's chewed on. Out here in the grass. There's no squirrels out here really. Can't really focus it, but whatever. Yeah. Well, just about got an hour left. I don't think I'm gonna find anything else, but yeah, I'm just glad I ended the day strong on this. This is some crazy thick stuff. Well, it's March 17th today, and I can't believe this. Look at how fresh this looks. You can see how green all that is. I don't know why it's so red. Maybe it's just it's like bleeding out. It's like a red color, but I think this is I'm not sure what type of tree this is, but yeah, look at how fresh that is. That had to have been within 1 or 2 weeks ago, like sometime in March here, with a buck that has both sides. That's crazy. You can see how all that shavings and stuff is on the ground. That is insane how fresh that is. I just kicked up a big deer in here somewhere, and it might have been that buck. I mean, it's crazy to think that he could have both sides on yet in mid-March. Like right there's that rub. So that buck was probably walking that way. You can still see that there's hair on this limb right here that's snapped. He probably walked like right through here. And we had rain just a few days ago, so the rain would have washed that hair right off that branch. This happened within a day or two ago. So we're in here looking for sheds, me and Cole, and there's probably a buck in here, a decent sized one to rub a tree like that. It hasn't even lost him yet. That's crazy. It's mid-March, almost March 16th I think it is today. Man, I mean, you can see how thick this stuff is. I don't want to come back in here, but after seeing that, I might be back in here later this year. But like I said, I probably jumped him up. And he's probably close to shedding, so he could lose him anywhere. And I'm pretty sure that deer that I jumped up that was in here was probably him. And here's another rub. This one doesn't look as fresh, obviously.